Right, here's the next one from Big Ben and the surrounding area on BBC. Repair work to Elizabeth Tower that houses Big Ben. Yeah. We'll run through this. I spotted a few interesting things in it, but just it's all coincidental. It's all happening, you know, at this particular time when these dates are, you know, on the table, as it were. Whether you believe that's the date or not, something is brewing, you know. And you know they were inside that building before 9/11 planting shit in that building. You know that. So bear that in mind, and the symbolism that they show you here, because have a look what's actually in front of Big Ben, and I forgot about this. Yeah. Where's my pointer for the tablet? There it is. Rubber bits come off it, but it'll do. Right, here we go.
It is one of the most famous landmarks in the...
Boom. There's your side belt on the chariot, yeah? And I strongly suspect that the wheel of Cybel's chariot, yeah, the actual wheel, is where they get the steel wheel from. The Ferris wheel. You know, I think that's, it keeps turning, pulling her along, you know, pulling the system along. The MK Ultra bird system, if you like, yeah? So, let's continue.
The world, and the most photographed in the UK. The Great...
Anyone who knows the symbolism, I can see some fleur-de-lis and crosses and whatnot. And these plants, I don't know what them plants are, whether they're just supposed to be spikes or what. Roses as well, yeah. Yeah. I've also been wondering if the flower of life symbol is the same thing as the rose. Yeah. This is funny. It's going to be, I think a lot of these things are going to be the same, you know. Same things, just different versions of.
Clock has chimed for 6 monarchs and 29 prime ministers, but has now been silenced for some serious TLC if it's to continue keeping time for generations to come.
Scaffolding will be around the 96-metre tower for around 4 years while conservation work takes place. But to get a closer look...
But they're not going to tell you how much it's going to cost.
We need to walk all the way up.
To keep their phallic symbol there, which is what it is.
Tessa, you're the deputy architect.
Hello,
Thank
Riz.
you for showing
Nice
us
to
around.
see you.
Major renovation and fire safety improvements have become urgent, as it's been more than 30 years since extensive work on the tower.
Oh, it's a shame it wasn't 33 years.
So quite a long way up then.
Certainly, yes.
The single spiral staircase has 334 limestone steps.
She could have just said spiral staircase there, but she had to say single spiral because it's got the SS.
Now a lift is to be installed in a ventilator shaft, but only for emergencies. Oh, and the tower will get its first ever loo.
Oh, they like a bit of toilet action.
You can see to
They can do the bird now in the loo there, whoever's running it.
the Victoria Tower at the other end of the palace.
The windows need a good clean.
So they certainly do.
Surveys are still being carried out to establish the extent of the work required.
There's some visible damage to the plasterwork.
Oh, that's shocking, that is. You couldn't just fix that in about 10 seconds with a bit of filler and a bit of paint.
Work from condensation up here.
Bollocks, that's just where something's smashed into the wall, look. That's not condensation. That's where someone's knocking stuff as they're carrying it round a corner. See that shit all the time if you work in industry. Fucking condensation. Continue.
Here we go into the dial rooms.
It's surreal to think I'm standing behind one of the most famous clock faces in the world. But all is not well. The biggest culprit...
You don't know what surreal is, love, or maybe you do. Yeah. It ain't a fucking clock.
Water, causing cracks and corrosion.
Oh, cracks and corrosion there, CC33. Just needs a bit of a rub down and some fucking rust treatment on it. But listen to what they're going to do.
You can see the scale, the magnitude of
Yeah, it's just the out layer of fucking, top layer of fucking paint coming off it.
the task ahead of us. And
Oh yeah, it's really badly damaged.
if we leave it in this state for any longer,
Oh yeah.
there is going to be really serious damage, and there would be
Yeah,
a
if you leave it another 50, 60 years maybe.
risk of some of it being irretrievable.
The
Oh,
clock
yeah.
will be dismantled piece by piece and all 4 of their 7-metre wide dials carefully cleaned.
I'm saying, how did they get... They banned us from buying these kind of light bulbs in Europe a while ago. You couldn't get them anywhere. So I'd love to know where they're getting these from. They say they're going to change them all now, but I mean, it's a little bit late. All the rest of us had to change a long time ago. We've been breaking the EU law for a while up here now.
And repaired, and the lights replaced with low-energy LEDs. I take a quick peek at the mechanism behind the clock.
This is an incredible piece of history. It was made in 1854 in the Strand by the clockmaker to the Queen, and it was
Bear in mind, clockwise is 33 as well. And clock's got 33 in it.
installed in 1859.
And to this day, it's kept accurate by adding or removing old penny coins to the pendulum.
Oh, is it really? It's state of the art then.
And here we are in the belfry.
The thing is, they don't even use it for the time, do they? They use the Greenwich Mean Time from Greenwich.
And this, of course, is Big Ben.
It certainly is.
I guess the ironic thing is, there's nothing wrong with the bell.
Nothing wrong at all with the bell itself. It's just the rest of the structure around it, really.
And controversially,
Yeah, it
It
needs
had to
some
be
paint
silenced.
and rubbing
You
down
can
and a bit of
imagine
rust proofing.
how disruptive it would be if every 15 minutes the whole workforce had to block their ears.
But we'll still hear the bongs on special occasions like Remembrance Day and New Year's Eve.
Tread carefully as you come up here.
It's very rare to get access to the top of the tower. This is where major work needs to be done.
These are cast iron roofs.
Look, it's just paint flaking off and surface coverants and primer. They could just rub it all down and repaint that. It'd be fucking sound. They don't need to do anything else.
Tiles, which we have throughout the palace. They're about that wide, about that tall, about that thick. Takes 2 men to lift each one.
and these have to be taken off one by one
2 bird boys probably.
and repaired.
Indeed.
These renovations are going to take time and money. The
Oh yeah, it's going to cost a lot of money. These contractors are well connected people.
cost has already doubled to around £60 million.
Oh, it's doubled already. 60 million.
The price of preserving this Victorian masterpiece.
So there you go. There's a good way to spend your tax money. In a bit. Peace.